Heavy thunderstorms, but it's well to our south. It's along I-40 out of Nashville east toward Knoxville. Some pretty good shower and thunderstorm activity over that way. Doesn't make it quite to Knoxville, but it's about Crossville is where we are seeing that this morning. Not much else going on. We did get 5/100ths of an inch of rain in the past 24 hours. Barometers at 29.96. Humidity at 100% of saturation. Northwest winds at 6 miles an hour, and it's 52 degrees. And let's get our first check of local news this morning. Here's Aaron Russell.
Good morning. You're either listening or watching to WCLU Live and Local News. I'm Aaron Russell here for WCLU. Let's get right into the news. Our first story today, on Saturday, November the 6th, at approximately 7:07 p.m., the Glasgow Police Department responded to the report of an injury accident in the 1500 block of Cleveland Avenue. When officers arrived, it was determined that a 2005 Toyota Tacoma, driven by Jason Russell, 43 of Glasgow, had been traveling west when it crossed the center line and made contact with a 1999 Chevrolet pickup truck that was traveling east. This was driven by Christopher Stone at 24 and occupied by Callie Stone, a juvenile, both of Edmonton. The Russell vehicle proceeded west and struck a 2014 Nissan Altima that was traveling east, driven by 48-year-old Tina Logston of Magnolia, Kentucky, and occupied by Leslie Logston, a juvenile of Horse Cave. Officers then detected an odor of an alcoholic beverage on the person of Jason Russell, and upon further investigation, it was determined that Russell was under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs. Russell told officers that when he became distracted, it was when he looked down at his cell phone and crossed over the center line. Russell consented to a blood test and told officers that both beer and meth would be found in his system, and all persons involved in the collision were transported to T.J. Sampson Community Hospital, where they were treated for their injuries. Upon Russell being medically cleared, he was then transported to the Barron County Detention Center, where he was charged with operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs and wanton endangerment of the first degree. The medical condition of the others involved are not known at this time of release. Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear plans to announce an initiative to combat opioid overdoses and deaths. A statement from his office says he'll make the announcement tomorrow afternoon in Frankfort with Emily Walden, which is president of the state chapter of Stop the Organized Pill Pushers Now. Opioids are a class of drugs that include heroin, fentanyl, and some prescription painkillers. They have fueled a surge in overdose deaths over the past few years. Beshear has said during the drug epidemic poses the greatest threat to Kentucky, which has one of the greatest overdose death rates in the nation. And Cave City police officer Michael Stevenson arrested 63-year-old Donnie Reed of Cave City on Saturday morning after Stevenson observed Reed run the red light at 31W and Highway 70. After making a traffic stop on Reed and a brief investigation, Officer Stevenson determined that Reed was under the influence of alcohol, and Reed was arrested and charged with disregarding a red light, failure to signal, failure to produce an insurance card, no registration receipt, failure to notify Department of Transportation of address change, and operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol and drugs of the first offense. Reed was lodged in the Barron County Jail. That's all for our first segment of Live and Local News. We'll be right back after this here on WCLU. I'm Aaron Russell.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Welcome back to WCLU's Live and Local. I'm Jared Tunks. First off, the Glasgow Water Company has been made aware of a scam that involves someone calling customers from what appears to be the Glasgow Water Company's phone number and telling them that their service is due for disconnection and needs to be paid. Please be aware that this is a scam. The Glasgow Water Company does not solicit payment by phone for any past due accounts and does not give 800 numbers for customers to call. If you have any concerns or questions, please call us at 270-651-3727. Again, that's 270-651-3727. A police official in Kentucky says all of the state's backlogged rape evidence kits have been tested. WLKY-TV reports that Laura Dudkamp, director of the Kentucky State Police Crime Lab, told lawmakers in Frankfort on Friday that DNA samples from more than 3,000 backlogged kits have been tested and officials are beginning to turn their attention to reopening cases. Kits containing DNA samples collected from sexual assault victims sat untested for decades until a 2016 law required them to be examined. Officials say 356 cases have been submitted to a national database, and 240 of those have been linked to offenders. Sudkamp said work is being slowed by low pay for state crime lab workers. Many are leaving for other states or withdrawing their job applications. The Kentucky Department of Agriculture's High-Tech Mobile Science Activity Center will visit Highland Elementary School on November 7th through the 9th to teach students about agriculture and its vital role in their everyday lives. 3 MSACs travel to schools throughout the Commonwealth to give students the opportunity to conduct scientific experiments related to agriculture using current educational standards and core content. The MSACs contain iPads, a 70-inch LED monitor, and an all-in-one touchscreen desktop computer. Students will be able to interact with the teacher using iPads through Insight 360 software. The mobile units contain internal generators, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, as well as handicapped accessible ramps. The mobile units are administered by the Division of Agriculture Education, Farm Safety, and Farmland Preservation in the Kentucky Department of Agriculture's Office of Marketing. If you plan to cover a visit, please contact the school in advance. To find out more about the Mobile Science Activity Center, contact the Division of Agricultural Education at 502-782-4125 or visit kyagr.com/marketing/mobilesciencecenter.html. For information about Kentucky agriculture and environment in the classroom, go to teachky.org. I'm Jared Tunks for WCLU Live and Local News.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
A hometown experience with honest people, a novel idea, not at Bailey Gibson. We understand you work hard for your money and deserve the best when shopping for a vehicle. Times are tough and buying a vehicle is a big decision. Dad prides himself in having honest employees who will help in any way they can before and after your purchase. At Bailey Gibson, we pledge to give you a hometown experience with honest people. Now that's an idea you can bank on.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. A Kentucky man pleads guilty to killing an elderly woman at a Somerset church. Dwight Bell went to the Denham Street Baptist Church in August to ask for food because he was homeless. When 70-year-old Carolyn New returned with food, Bell killed her. In Pulaski Circuit Court, Bell pleaded guilty to murder and robbery.
I took the life of Ruthie Carolyn New by cutting her throat, and I took her purse and her car. I left and took off.
Prosecutors are recommending Bell serve life in prison without parole. Formal sentencing is set for Thursday. The FBI confirms it's looking into the sexual harassment scandal that cost Kentucky House Speaker Jeff Hoover his leadership position. This as House leaders say they have hired a law firm to advise them on personnel matters following the settlement that resulted in Hoover's resignation. Other Republicans implicated in the scandal have been stripped of their committee assignments, according to Republican State Representative Jason Nemes of Louisville. The FBI probe is to determine if federal laws were broken. Lawyers for the man accused of attacking Senator Rand Paul say the weekend fight had nothing to do with politics. Still, police are not saying why Rene Boucher attacked Paul, leaving him with 5 broken ribs. Paul and Boucher had lived next door for 17 years. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's hoping that Paul will get better soon.
We're thinking about him and hoping he'll recover quickly and be able to come back to the Senate very soon.
McConnell says Senator Paul's absence while recovering from an assault creates another challenge while trying to keep together his slim Republican majority.
Every day is a Maalox moment anyway.
One of Senator Paul's neighbors is accused of tackling him from behind at his Bowling Green home Friday. I'm Suzanne Duvall.
And I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Drop your change in the bottom of your purse. Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8341.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
6-7.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:21. We have a temperature reading of 52 degrees at the studios at WCLU. And the rain should taper off into the afternoon, and the cooler air will work its way in here as well. In area funeral announcements this hour, Catherine Lucille Sweat Calhoun, age 82, of Lexington, a former Barron County resident, died Sunday in Lexington. At this hour, arrangements for Catherine Lucille Sweat Calhoun are incomplete, but under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Stephen B. Hurt, age 32, of Glasgow, died Sunday. At this hour, arrangements for Stephen B. Hurt are incomplete, but under the direction of the McMurtry Funeral Home. Ralph H. Burba, Jr., age 90, of Mammoth Cave, died Sunday. He was retired from Delmonico Foods and of the Baptist faith. He is survived by 3 daughters, Rebecca Ramsey and husband Cecil of Mammoth Cave, Nancy Setzer and husband Sam of Munfordville, Paula Clark and husband Donald of Magnolia, 1 son, Arthur Bumpy Burba, and wife Diane of Leakesville, Mississippi, a sister, Rita Bergen of Cave City, 4 brothers, Kenneth Burba and wife Rosaline of Louisville, Harold Burba and wife Carol of Louisville, Larry Burba and wife Linda of Cleveland, Gary Burba and wife Julia of Cub Run, 12 grandchildren, 29 great-grandchildren, and 5 great-great-grandchildren also survive. Services for Ralph H. Burba, Jr. will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday at the Brooks Funeral Home, interment at the Union Light Cemetery at Mammoth Cave, visitation from noon until 8 today, and after 9 a.m. Wednesday at the funeral home. Jacob J.E. Cassidy, age 88, of New Grove, Kentucky, died Saturday at Jewish Hospital in Louisville. He was a retired machine operator for Philip Morris Tobacco Company, a member of the New Grove Missionary Baptist Church in the Parkland Masonic Lodge number 638 F&AM. He is survived by 2 daughters, Donna Highland of Clarksville, Indiana, and Sheila Stallings of Louisville, 1 brother, Jimmy Cassidy of Lindsayville, 2 sisters, Lavinia Bledsoe and Wanda Douglas, both of New Grove, 6 grandchildren, Travis and Troy Carter, Anthony Wilson, Crystal Caudill, Bobby Wilson and Heather McCormick, and 22 great-grandchildren and 4 great-great-grandchildren. Funeral services for Jacob J.E. Cassidy will be at 11 o'clock on Thursday morning at the New Grove Missionary Baptist Church in New Grove, with interment to be in the Midway Church Cemetery. A Masonic service will be held at 7 p.m. Wednesday at the Patton Funeral Home. Visitation begins tonight at 5 p.m. and after 9 a.m. Wednesday at the Patton Funeral Home. From 9 until 11 o'clock, the visitation will be Thursday at the church. Lisa Ann Bennett Richardson, age 50, of Edmonton, died Sunday at Norton's Hospital. A native of Barron County, a daughter of Virginia Eileen Neal Bennett and the late Charles Luther Bennett. She was a private care sitter. In addition to her mother, she is survived by her fiancé, Stinson Bryant of Edmonton. 6 children, Brandon Bennett and wife Heather, Bradley Winchester and wife Heather, Tyler Winchester and wife Sarah, Sarah Bryant, Ashley Page and husband Jimmy, and Brittany Bryant. 15 grandchildren, Jesselyn Bennett, Bryson Bennett, Carly Joe Bennett, Braille Winchester, Maddox Winchester, Caddy Winchester, Ainsley Kate Winchester, Jesse Winchester, Thomas Page, Jaden Page, Jacob Page, Josie Page, Hannah Bryant, Hadley Bryant, and Hunter Bryant. 2 sisters, Patricia Rutherford and husband Eric, and Brenda Morgan and husband Myron, and 1 brother, Chuck Bennett and wife June. Service for Lisa Ann Bennett Richardson will be at 1 o'clock Wednesday at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Highsville Cemetery. Visitation begins this morning at 11 o'clock. Joan Spann Wilson, age 70, of Glasgow, died Saturday at NHC Healthcare. She was born in Glasgow, the daughter of the late Alice Spann and Mary Bunch Spann. She worked as a beautician for over 20 years in Comanche, Texas, and as a support manager at Walmart for 18 years. She was a member of the Pleasant Point Baptist Church at Austin. Survivors include a son, Terry Dwayne Wilson of Texas, 2 grandchildren, Audrey Caitlin and Lucas Martin Wilson, both of Texas, a sister, Betty Bray of Austin, several nieces and nephews. The Wilson family has chosen cremation, with the A.F. Crow and Son Funeral Home assisting in the arrangements. Donald Ray Wright, age 76, of Tompkinsville, died Saturday at his home. He was a retired inspector at the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, a U.S. Army veteran, and a member of the Tompkinsville Masonic Lodge, number 753. He is survived by 2 daughters, Linda Duke of Georgia and Donna Pilcher of Ohio, 2 brothers, Jerry Wright and Carl D. Wright, both of Virginia, 1 sister, June Mitchell of Virginia, and 3 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. Service for Donald Ray Wright will be Wednesday at 1 o'clock at Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville. Interment to be in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn Mausoleum. A DAV service will be held at the mausoleum by the DAV Chapter 20 of Glasgow. Masonic rites to be conducted at noon Wednesday. Visitation after 11:30 Wednesday. Memorials are suggested to the American Cancer Society. Clarice Gerald Thomas, age 73, of Lucas, died Saturday at the Medical Center in Bowling Green. She was a homemaker and a member of the Poplar Log Church of Christ in Monroe County. She was a devoted wife, mother, and grandmother, and is survived by her husband, Carl Thomas, a daughter, Rita Butler of Lucas. 2 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren also survive. Service for Clarice Gerald Thomas will be today at 1 at the Harwood and Strode Funeral Home in Scottsville. Burial to follow in the Union Cemetery. Memorial suggested to the Union Cemetery. Services for James D. Green, age 89, of Glasgow, will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday at the A.F. Crow and Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Henderson Cemetery at Finney. Visitation begins today at 3 p.m. Service for Linda Louise Walker Parker, age 70, of Tompkinsville, will be today at 1 o'clock at Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville. Burial to follow in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn. Service for Norman Dennis Baston, service for Norman Dennis Baston will be at 2 o'clock today at the Chapel of the Wind Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Jeffries Family Cemetery. Memorial contributions are directed to the American Heart Association. Services for Mary Gibbons, age 81, of Brownsville, will be today at 1 o'clock at the Cedar Springs Community Church. Burial will follow in the Honaker Cemetery. The Patton Funeral Home's Park City Chapel is in charge of those arrangements. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Personal service is what it's all about at Bailey Gibson. From the showroom to the service bay, we offer the most up-to-date service and sales available. If you know Dad, you know he's not too keen on high-tech gadgets.
52 degrees. We've had about, 5/100 of an inch of rain in the WCLU rain gauge this morning. Let's go ahead and check in again with Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel to figure out about how much rain's going to affect us and when.
Running now, a shower threat this morning, best chance of rain south and east. And there's actually some pretty decent rain. So I'm going to go with a few showers around with some steadier rain south and, as I said, east. Otherwise overcast this morning. And cloudy this afternoon. Watch your numbers. They'll stay about the same on the car thermometer this afternoon as you're seeing right now. Low to mid-50s all day. Tonight down to a chillier 40, but that's about normal. Slight chance of a rain shower. And 54 for tomorrow with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Pretty good-looking day. Thursday looks good. Friday looks good but colder. Thursday sunny upper 50s. Friday sunny upper 40s. And then back into the 50s over the weekend with a chance of showers by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Again, as we said, all the rain shower activity on our radar screen is down in middle Tennessee over toward East Tennessee, southeast Tennessee. It's rapidly approaching Chattanooga, Tennessee, down in the southeastern corner. Right now we've had 5/100 of an inch of precip overnight. The winds are out of the west at about 7 miles an hour. 52 degrees, 632.
Personal service is what it's all about at Bailey Gibson. From the showroom to the service bay, we offer the most up-to-date service and sales available. If you know Dad, you know he's not too keen on high-tech gadgets. His flip phone is about as techy as he gets. Because of Dad's down-to-earth approach in business, Bailey Gibson customers know they can depend on us for the best price on their newer used vehicle. Stop by or give us a call and find out what true personal service is all about.
Come on, give my Danny a call.
At Fire Pit Spirits, our #1 priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-thru window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
Oh. Introducing McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders. Juicy and made with 100% white meat.
You're watching WCLU's Live and Local Morning Show on all your favorite social media platforms, WCLUradio.com and EPB Channel 6.
like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main in Glasgow.
52 degrees, 633 at WCLU. A lot of stuff coming up we want you to know about here. For example, the Glasgow Barron County Service Unit of the Salvation Army is placing Christmas trees decorated with Salvation Army angel cards at area locations in Glasgow and Barron County. Each angel card has a list of needed clothing items and sizes for the child. Angel gifts need to be returned by November the 27th to the lobby of the Glasgow Daily Times, Ralphie's Fun Center, or any of the Gilly Hyde locations. For information, you can ask questions at 659-2820. Very necessary, a very successful, and much enjoyed activity there. The Angel Tree once again. Also want to remind you about the 2018 Brawa calendars that are ready and available for sale. They're $10 each. You support Brawa, and you get a mighty nice calendar as well. So be sure and get your calendar and celebrate. Much more we'll be talking about. A lot of things going on in the community. But right now, we're going to talk about birthdays. Ralphie's Fun Center.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
Boy, it's a fun place to go, too. And as I just mentioned, Ralphie's one of the drop-off locations for the Angel Tree gift. So be sure and check it out at Ralphie's. I got birthdays for you this morning. I do. Steve Smith is 58 today. Gary Taylor has a birthday. It is Shirley Ross celebrating a birthday. Bill Dearman is celebrating, and so is his wife, Nan Dearman, a husband and wife tag team having birthdays today. We also have Ed Bartley, Chloe Clark, Sandy Reed is celebrating a birthday today. We have Sarah Duval. We understand in good order that Sarah Duval is 28 today. Here comes Wes in the studio with David Runyon's birthday. All right, David Runyon. Let me get David written down right here so we try to stay in somewhat organized fashion. Now we're going to reap over here to the anniversaries. Today we've got Rick and Beverly Harbison, Larry and Donna Williams, Donald and Becky Taylor on the anniversary side of things. Round one, we're rolling here at WCLU 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Online, it's a simple click here at WCLUradio.com as we share birthdays and anniversaries, and we look forward to being sure that we have a good bunch of folks in here when we draw for the Rose from Greer's Florist, and when we draw for the big birthday cake from Dairy Queen that is coming up today as well. And real soon we're going to be doing the archives, so let's just make sure we have our act together here today and share the archives too. Thanks to Ralphie's for sponsoring the birthdays.
I love it. I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
It's suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it. Is it suede? It's suede. I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow today.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Well, let's see. I was talking about things coming up today, and we'll talk more about this during the archives, but this is Election Day, even though there's not a ballot here. It's still Election Day by law, and that means that it's still going to be delicious Election Day lunch down at the First Presbyterian Church today. Starts at 11 o'clock, goes until 1 o'clock. That's a bonus, to have this, because that's one of my favorite things about Election Day is going down to the Presbyterian Church and eating. Get to do that today no matter what. So anyway, that's coming up today, 11 to 1 o'clock. They got some really nice things that are going to be going on down there. A lot of, the big bake sale that they do over on the other side of the Fellowship Hall down there in the basement. That place is full of stuff to celebrate with, even long after the Election Day luncheon and bake sale is over with. 11 to 1 o'clock today. It's the corner of Broadway in Washington. Come for fellowship and great food, hot chicken, salad, copper pennies, a roll, homemade desserts and drinks. And every penny helps the Community Relief Fund and Hurricane Disaster Relief. So that is coming up. Do you want to tell me something?
Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Am I hot a little bit?
Well, you're okay.
We're not used to being back here.
Right. So anyway, I was going to try to see if you wanted to add a birthday.
Nope.
Okay, you just answered the phone. Well, I'm going to tell you, David Runyon has a birthday today.
All right.
David Runyon. So we got the birthdays. We got everything taken care of, except for the fact that we need to intro the archives. It's time for us to share the way we were, the way it's been, the way it's going to go. The South Central Kentucky Cultural Center with a whole lot of neat stuff coming up down there. This is a busy place down there, and we like telling you about some of the special things that coming up. And I'll get my little list out right here and share right after our sponsors of the archives, Tony Hogan Health Clinic and Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
The medical field has advanced tremendously over the last few decades, but for patients, it becomes more and more difficult to get an appointment with your primary care provider. However, the Tony Hogan Health Clinic offers an alternative, more old-fashioned, laid-back approach. So it's no coincidence they're located in the Mars Medical Building, a place that's always been known for its patient-first mentality. Whether it's a walk-in or a scheduled visit, Tony Hogan, nurse practitioner, and his staff are there to make sure you get the treatment you deserve. The Tony Hogan Health Clinic, 270-651-6707. 15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto? No problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
All right, let's go down memory lane, see what we can find out about down at the Cultural Center on the 9th, which is Thursday, from 2 until 4 o'clock. They have a big volunteer meeting. They're planning the 2018 events at the Cultural Center. Plan to attend if you are a volunteer already or you would like to explore the very rewarding role of being a volunteer there at the Cultural Center.
We need some new blood, you know it?
Well, it always helps. You gotta keep developing good folk.
Someone's got to continue the tradition.
That's
preserve
right.
the history.
Yeah, and it's a lot of nice folks to learn from there for sure. We're going to start off 100 years ago. This story in the Republican, sort of a medical story here. Mrs. Jack Britt, who had a number of gallstones removed, will be taken to her home this week, having recovered nicely. Miss Janie Thomason, who was operated on for a complication of diseases, is recovering all right and sitting up. Mr. Mitchell Copeland was operated on Monday. It was a very serious case, and the appendix was ruptured and was in a very critical condition. The doctors are no sanguine, but they have hopes for his recovery.
What a difference 100 years makes.
That's right.
We couldn't put that in there today. It'd be a HIPAA violation.
Well, it would be, even though sometimes folks encouraging you to get better helps make you get better. So that's good that folks want to check on these people here. And
I like
understand.
it because it eliminates any confusion. People want to know what's going on in a small town.
Yeah, and so that's why you have 7 versions of everybody's illness.
That's right. Now you just get on Facebook and let everybody know how Mama's doing or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
and then, sometimes I've read those things on Facebook. I never know who Mama is. But I try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, you think that's a bad story from 1917? This is a terrible story from 1927. Do you think, all of our past is, rosy and bright? Well, here in 1927, the headline reads as follows in the Glasgow Times. 4 buried in the same grave Wednesday.
No.
The entire city and surrounding county was shocked, almost beyond speech, Monday afternoon when the report that Mr. Earl Nichols, his wife, and 2 small children had been cremated and their home burned 5 miles east of here on the Edmonton Road.
It doesn't get much worse than that.
How the victims met their death and why? How the fire started and why? Those are the questions that probably will never be answered. Now, this is where, Angela and I talk about this, how much more graphic they were back in the early days. And so we're going to shift gears into that graphic part, okay?
Okay.
A hole the size of $50 in the charred skull of Mrs. Nichols told a gruesome story of having been shot at close range, probably with a shotgun. The crushed skull of the 5-month-old child clasped in the mother's arms. The headless body of the father and the second child near its mother's feet was evidence of how they died.
I kind of think it ought to be illegal for us to even describe that on the radio.
Well, what I'm saying is that's 1927. They said, here's the facts. And they knew too many facts.
And probably, in my opinion, shared too many facts.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that the history played out back then. However, I hope that we can find out some more. Maybe they got to whoever. Maybe they could do the eye for the eye and the tooth for the tooth, if they can figure out who that was.
That's a rough story.
Rough is the word for it. But anyway, it's part of our heritage.
It is.
1937, a contract for a set of 25 tubular chimes to sound from the tower of Henry Hardin Cherry Hall, which is the new $500,000 classroom building at Western State Kentucky Teachers College in Bowling Green, has been awarded, and the installation is going to take place within the next few weeks. It is planned for the chimes to play an important part on the Founders Day program, November the 16th, which time an appropriate memorial service to the late Dr. Cherry will be held, and a $10,000 statue to his memory will be unveiled.
Were those tubular pipes, were they in use when you were on the Hill?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I can't remember them, but I've been to Cherry Hall many times for a speech tournament.
Mm-hmm. Well, you think about that. They built that whole facility up there, which is a solid facility, for $500,000.
Be about $500 million today.
Well, it'd be a lot more, but the $10,000 statue is probably a bargain too, and it has certainly it marks a fabulous part of the history of WKU.
It's the iconic symbol of quote unquote the spirit,
and that's right, which makes the master.
That's right.
Here we go to 1947. One of the largest transactions in Glasgow's history was perhaps recorded this week when the J.D. Reynolds Wholesale Company, owned by Mrs. J.H. Stevens of this city and Mrs. W.M. Stewart of Russellville, was sold to the Raglan Potter Company of Nashville. Included in the transaction were the stock, the building, and the other equipment of the Glasgow House on West Main Street. Most of the personnel will be retained in their same positions, although some are considering other offers. We don't know whether we want to hang around or not, but we'll find out.
There's a reporter that had the inside scoop.
That's right. Hey, you going to stay? Well, I don't know. I got some other offers.
Name names, but
yeah,
maybe under new management's not a good thing for employees.
That's right. Yeah, they just wanted to make a statement. Yeah. But anyway, of course, that's right up here. That building stood on the corner of Leslie and West Main and folks would look at it, worried to death that it might fall down, even though it didn't. And then, of course, I believe it was Houchins Industries who owned it when they decided to dismantle it brick by brick there. But that was Raglan Potter, going way, 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 way back. Kind of scary to even look in the windows.
And who had it before that? J.D. Reynolds?
J.D. Reynolds. It was the J.D. Reynolds Company.
Okay.
1957, an advertisement, this has a neat guarantee to it, I might add. 1957, the Star Theatre, 3 miles north of Glasgow on Highway 31E, with 2 shows nightly. The box office opens at 6 p.m. The Star Theatre is open 3 nights only, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. And get this, when the temperature drops below 40, you'll be given a pass to the next show.
Don't go anywhere. Just stay in here where it's warm.
That's right. So Friday and Saturday night, it's a double feature. The Indian Fighter with Kirk Douglas and Elsa Martinelli, and The Gamma People with Paul Douglas and Eva Bartok. So those are the big shows at the Star Drive-In Theater, and you can go in confidence that if it's below 40, we'll give you a pass to the next show.
That's almost as good as hit a deer, get a turkey.
That's right. It is. You say you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about this being Election Day. In 1967, this was Election Day, and here's the headline. 43-year-old Barron County native Louis Brodie Nunn is elected governor of Kentucky.
I never knew what the B stood for.
Brodie. 1967 it was. Governor Nunn was 43 when he was elected, and made us all proud. We kind of had it going there, in 1967 for sure.
I know. I love listening to the old records of, Glasgow winning the state championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
a lot of history.
Just a lot of cool stuff going on. It was kind of our, if you will, heyday.
That's right. 1977, 10 years later, was Election Day. Mm-hmm. Democratic candidate for Barron County Clerk, P.D. Leach, announced his deputies, if elected: Edith Pennington, Charlotte Pettigo, Juanita Delk, Peggy Greer, Barbara Strode, and Vicki Lynn Brown. That is a stalwart crew of deputies there. Excuse me, that Pete had picked out is potentially going to work there in the Barron County Clerk's office.
That's a great political maneuver right there. It's like, if you vote for me, I may hire one of your friends.
That's right, and that's
you
all.
may have an inside,
Certainly inspires your friends to get people out to vote.
People are smart here when it comes to politics,
That's right. 1987, this day, there was an advertisement, and I can't remember this, but I think I'm trying to figure it out. This was the day that it was announced that Standard Farm Store moves to the East Public Square. Now, it means nothing to you, but the Standard Farm Store for years and years and years was right next door to us here, all the way over to Liberty Street.
A cool place to hang out out here.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a great place. But then in 1987, they moved Standard Farm Store over to the East Public Square. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing it might be in the neighborhood of where Awards Incorporated is now, but I can't say that for sure because I'm old enough to remember 1987, but I wasn't paying any attention.
You sure it's not the Make It Mine embroidery?
Well,
was that one? That was a law office.
Well, actually, it was it was Ben Franklin's.
Well, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Home of Toy Town during Christmas.
Until 1988.
Yeah, well. Anyway, it's just I'm trying to make some memories. I'm trying to remember some things. That's all.
We'll figure it out.
I'm
sure we'll get a phone call here in a couple minutes.
This day in 1997, the Headhunters, it was announced, going to lead the way in this year's December the 6th Christmas parade. Mm-hmm. It was very nice to have hometown heroes in the front of the parade. In 1997, the Kentucky Headhunters were all the rage, and certainly they were kind enough to celebrate Christmas with their hometown folk.
And they're still good.
That's right, no question about it. And finally, it's still talking about Election Day. This day in 2007, 10 years ago, It was this day that the Glasgow Moist vote passed by 80 votes. The final total, 2,422 to 2,342.
That was close.
It's in the record books. It's on Election Day. And again, don't forget the Election Day luncheon over at the Presbyterian Church. And you can just go back there and talk about all these election memories. You can tell tales of, you remember when Louis Nunn was elected. You remember when the Moist vote won. You remember all these things from election days past. It's in the archives.
It's a good round today.
A lot of stuff to talk about, you know. You can see how solid our foundation is just about every day by checking out this program. We are going to return tomorrow with more historic news, with more explanation of things, and more puzzle pieces that just might match up. Thanks to our sponsors, Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, and thank you to Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Two folks who are proud of our history and proud to be a part of sharing it.
Believe it or not, folks, it's here. The holidays are approaching, and Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese makes it so easy for you to buy gifts for your loved ones, gifts that come right from your community. Just check out their selection of gift boxes, from the It's Better with Cheddar to the European style, and so much more. And you're going to get to check out all of this at their Christmas open house Friday, November 10th and Saturday, November 11th from 10 until 4. Of course, they'll have lots of cheese for you to sample and plenty of other accompaniments as well. Plus, they've got a brand new barn. You could come check out the robotic milkers. They'll give you a tour. It'll be a wonderful time for everybody. That's the Christmas open house at Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese for a toast of good cheer to the Christmas season and the coming new year. 2033 Thomerson Park Road in Austin. Make plans to attend their Christmas open house Friday, November 10th, Saturday, November 11th, both days from 10 a.m. till 4 in the afternoon. Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese.
Well, let me add Danielle Shea Pettigo. Danielle Shea Pettigo to the birthday list today. Danielle is turning 3 today. Happy 3rd birthday to Danielle Shea Pettigo. And we're patting on the back today by special request, Larry and Donna Williams. Larry and Donna Williams Day, you know, their anniversary is today. And somebody called up and said, we need to pat them on the back as a special show of our love for them on their wedding anniversary. We are glad to do that. So if you happen to see Larry and or Donna Williams are both together today, you just pat them on the back, tell them they're good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
iPay allows you to draft money into your electric account online or at our office. The myusage.com website lets you keep track of how much electricity you're using and lets you know your current balance. When your account's getting low, you can get reminders to add more money to your electric account by text or email. With iPay, there's no due date, no late fees. Sign up for iPay at the EPB office at 100 Mallory Drive.
Say thank you for your service with this special gathering Friday, November the 10th, South Central Bank, member FDIC.
Rain showers continuing to push east. The clouds will stick with us. The cooler temperatures will continue to settle on in. Will be even cooler than yesterday. Yesterday right at about 65 degrees, which is average for this time of year. Today we will struggle. We'll struggle to get out of the low to mid-50s. That's where we are this morning, and that's where we might stay this afternoon. Somewhere around 55. Let's go showers early this morning, especially south and east, and then overcast late morning into the afternoon. Could be a passing shower tonight. We are a little chillier, 40. Sunshine and clouds tomorrow, 54. Thursday, mostly sunny in the upper 50s. Then a little cold shot comes in for Friday. Mainly sunny in the upper 40s, maybe 50 degrees. Lows down near freezing. And then we'll modify a little bit over the weekend back to the mid to upper 50s with a chance of showers on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
All right, 658, 52 degrees at WCLU this morning. Constant coverage in studio radar screen still shows the heaviest shower activity east of Nashville. Not much reoccurring as of yet. And we don't think that there's going to be a whole lot to pick it up. But anyway, 52, weather brought to you by South Central Bank.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Michelangelo spent 4 years painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Now, he did not lie on his back. He stood looking up to paint this ceiling for all these years. He spent so much time looking up that once the ceiling was completed, it was some time before he could look down again. He even had to read things by holding them up over his head. Now, our God wants us to train our spiritual minds in such a way. It says in Colossians 3:1, "If then you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on things of the earth. For you died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God." This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
I'm Roxanne Cloyd, also known as the noodle floating, calorie drowning, water weightlifting, woohoo yelling, floor balancing H2O aerobics instructor. As you probably guessed, that means I'm the splashing H2O instructor, Aqua Emotion, and we have lots of fun. If you have aches and pains in your joints, my class at Extreme Health Club is where you need to be. It's soothing to your body, and it's important that you don't throw in the towel, you dry off with it after a fun splashing H2O class at Extreme Health Club. Everything is more fun when it's in the water. Call me now, classes fill up quickly, 651-3036.
All right, I just was actually, let me hold off here on trivia. I was talking with Suzanne Nichols. Now, Suzanne Nichols' grandparents are the 2 adults, along with the 2 children that were murdered back in that 1927 tragedy. If you heard the archives, you heard about the fact that 2 adults and 2 children were cremated. Their house was burned. Suzanne's grandmother's name was Polly. Grandfather's name was Earl Nichols. The kids' names that died were Earlene and Houston. Her father is Harvey Allen Nichols, a son of these folks here that died in this tragic death. She, I don't know that they've ever solved that case, even though there's been some discussion about it. But nonetheless, she says that they are buried in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. So a tragedy there that It seems to me like they know more about it, but they don't know the rest of the story, as they say. But boy, what a thing to have questions about. Thanks to Suzanne for sharing that this morning. Now let me get over here and play trivia. I've got a question. If you've got an answer, the folks out at Extreme have a fabulous prize for you. It might be one of the a pass to go over, like to Extreme Fitness, or a pass to go over and celebrate maybe something at the Extreme for women. They do a really fine job there at Extreme, and we look forward each and every day to learning a whole lot more about it. Now what I'm going to do is I got to reach over. I have to reach over. I've been so busy on the telephone this morning talking to folks. Give me a second to find my question. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. If you can answer this question, then you're going to be, first of all, noted as a smart person, and second of all, you're going to get to go to Extreme. So here we go. How about a sports trivia question today? In which sport are the terms stale fish and mule kick used? So you're saying, well, there's a stale fish. What sport is that? What about a mule kick? What sport is that? Let me get on the phone here and see who knows. Hello, Trivia. Are you there? Hello, Trivia. Trivia. Hello, are you there? Can you hear me? Or are you still thinking about it? Or it might be a stale fish on the phone. Trivia.
Soccer?
No, not soccer. Stale fish and mule kick are terms from what sport?
Horseshoe?
Not horseshoes.
No, not soccer.
Trivia.
Snowboarding.
That's it. Who's this speaking?
This is Melanie Watson.
I thought that was you. Famous snowboarder that you are.
Absolutely. I mean, I do it all the time.
Yeah, well, I hope you can tell me what a stale fish is. Because I don't know.
I don't know either. I just know that when I put those into Google, it came right up.
Yeah, stale fish, and then a mule kick. Which I can, mule kick might be easier to figure out. Not a lot of snowboarding goes on around here, but I'm sure there's some snowboarders around here. Maybe
they can help us out.
Maybe we can find out how to. Really, I need to know if a stale fish is a good thing. A mule kick doesn't sound good.
Not necessarily.
But, maybe we can do some more research on snowboarding and get to the bottom of it. All right, Melody, you win trivia today. I'll write you down here on the list. It says Melody Watson gets a pass to go to Extreme. All right?
Thanks, Henry.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.
All right, it's a stale fish and a mule kick, but it's all a part of snowboarding. And maybe we can learn some more about that. And we hope you'll join us tomorrow here on WCLU with a great big thank you to all the folks at Extreme who make life a lot nicer for everybody around here. The 7 o'clock morning edition is now.
CBS News Update. The small community of Sutherland Springs, Texas, struggles to stay strong after Sunday's mass shooting at a local church. Details are emerging on the gunman who was discharged from the Air Force after assaulting his ex-wife and toddler stepson. Devin Kelly bought the semi-automatic he used to kill 26 people after passing a background check. Air Force spokeswoman Brooke Brzezowski.
Initial information indicates that Kelly's domestic violence offense was not entered into the National Criminal Investigation Center database.
More from CBS's Steve Futterman.
Authorities here now say they believe Devin Patrick Kelly killed himself with a gunshot wound to the head. The medical examiner found that Kelly had been shot a total of 3 times. The other shots were to his leg and torso. Those apparently were fired by a local resident who lived near the church, heard the rampage taking place on Sunday. That man grabbed his rifle, then went after Kelly.
CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky
solar power from your local Kentucky Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Join the community. CooperativeSolar.com.
A message from Farmers RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
Andre, I need a longer straw.
Introducing McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders, juicy and made with 100% white meat.
You're watching WCOU's live and local morning show on all your favorite social media platforms, WCOUradio.com and EPB Channel 6.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
At Fire Pit Spirits, our #1 priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-through window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
780. This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Munfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
All right, Angela Briggs here with WCLU, and I've got a very special guest this morning who is probably one of the bravest souls that I know because he is right now the Capitol Bureau Chief for Kentucky Public Radio. You are neck deep in Frankfort. How are you doing this morning, Ryland Barton?
Doing well. Had a busy weekend.
I was going to say you've had a busy probably month or so, several weeks anyway.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the question. You broke up a little bit there.
I was going to say you've actually probably had a busy few weeks recently, haven't you? As far as news-wise out of Frankfort.
It has been a busy few weeks. A busy year, really. Things have gotten crazy. Frankfort's been full of news for the past while.
Now, I know, over the weekend there were impromptu press conferences. Hoover had the full support, and then all of a sudden, the governor calls for everybody, to step down, and then he steps down. Can you tell us just a little bit about how in the world, we got from, the wrap of the last session to here?
Well, what happened recently, it all started last week when the Louisville Courier-Journal published an article. It was anonymously sourced, and it said that the Speaker of the House had settled a sexual harassment claim with a female staffer out of court, and that he'd made this settlement a couple of weeks ago. And the Speaker didn't at first respond to that. There was more reporting that went on. Eventually, some other people got interested in it, and it all kind of came to a head when a Republican state representative, Wesley Morgan from Richmond, said that he had heard that there are other lawmakers involved in this as well, and there's a cover-up of these sexual harassment complaint. And This then prompted the governor on Saturday to call for everybody involved in this to resign, not just leadership positions, but to totally resign from their elected offices. The Speaker Jeff Hoover, after that, responded in a statement that night, accusing the governor of trying to silence him for his views on the pension issue. The governor's proposal to overhaul the state's pension system, which the Speaker has spoken out a little bit against.
Right.
And the next day prompted the Speaker Hoover to actually come out and resign. He resigned from his position as Speaker, that is. He called a press conference Sunday afternoon and said he would step down for the good of the Republican caucus. But once again accused, said that there was a conspiracy of people who had been trying to take him down. But he also denied that he had committed sexual harassment. He did say that he settled with a staffer, but he said it didn't specifically involve sexual harassment, and he did admit to exchanging inappropriate text messages, though.
Right. So now, from what I can find, Hoover found out about the possible suit around October 17th. So all this has happened really fast.
That's right. This is something that was mentioned in a Hero Leader story yesterday. Another staffer in the office said that she had actually alerted House leadership and people in the Speaker's office. So this is the Speaker saying that she had alerted everybody that there was a toxic work environment. She was worried that this staffer who was trying to return to work would have, was afraid and was considering making these sexual harassment claims. So this is kind of all within the last month or two. She then in story also said that her calls were, her whistleblowing was ignored, and
Right.
she said that she was effectively put on paid leave after that.
Now, how long have you been in Frankfort?
I've been in Frankfurt for 3 years now.
How many times has Frankfurt reminded you of Sunday school? I mean, stuff like this going on. From what I have found, I've been in Frankfurt. It's not Sunday school. It's not a perfect atmosphere. So, is anybody questioning some of the timing on some of this? Because I mean, the governor could have he could have called out behavior like this on day 1 in office or day 2 in office, and Hoover had made a comment on the 31st. It's clear we got a whole lot of work to do. So, do you think maybe that's what Hoover was referencing when he said that they were trying to silence him? Because as the Speaker, you basically hold the governor's pension plan to a certain extent in your hands.
Sure. I mean, there's theories that this has come, these allegations have come from, within the Republican Party. That's certainly what Hoover is claiming here. He's saying that the governor essentially has been conspiring is too strong a word, but hasn't agreed with his Hoover's position on the pension issue, and that this has kind of arisen from the Speaker's claims against the pension system. Now, just to be clear, what the Speaker said is he was responding to some of the governor's comments, several times throughout the pension debate, and the Speaker is saying the governor is unfairly penalizing teachers, especially the Speaker's wife is a teacher, as well as state employees, and all these pension changes affect these state workers. Another facet of this is that Hoover is essentially he's from Jamestown, small town Russell County, and in some ways he's kind of representative of these of rural lawmakers, of rural Republican lawmakers, and there's been a lot of questions as to whether or not these rural Republican lawmakers are going to come along with the governor's pension plan, which a lot of them, in these House districts that have a lot of state workers, a lot of these districts, the public school system is the largest employer. There's it was kind of Hoover's job to get these people in line and on the pension plan. Now it's a little bit of a, there isn't a lot of reporting right now to really draw those connections that Hoover is being punished for his votes,
Right.
or not for his votes, for position on this issue. But I mean, there's questions that have been raised about this. Another thing you said, how many times have we heard Frankfort be like Sunday school? I mean, this isn't the first time that sexual harassment allegations have been brought up in Frankfort. Recently, there was a sexual harassment scandal with a Democratic lawmaker who was accused by staffers, and there was a protracted lawsuit that happened indicating House Democrats 2013 2014. And there was a sexual harassment policy. All lawmakers are supposed to go through this training now before every legislative session. So this is, this is something that's recurring, and especially now in this national conversation about sexual harassment. It seems all too fitting. I'd say that some people in Frankfort, they're not surprised that there's more allegations of sexual harassment.
Right.
I think a lot of people were certainly surprised that it happened to Speaker Hoover, who's been, he's a family man and didn't really expect this, especially happening at this critical time with the pension debate.
Right. Now, I know a lot of the representatives, when they come back home, they are getting, backlash from their local teachers, from their local retired teachers, from the state employees. So, are they carrying that same weight with them when they come to Frankfort and talk about the governor's plan?
Sure. I mean, there's I think that's something that a lot of rural lawmakers are weighing right now, between coming home and certainly there's a very vocal group of teachers and state employees who are worried about how these pension changes can affect them. There's worry about that, and I'd say that a lot of these Republicans, especially being ones who would like to consider themselves as fiscally minded, trying to get the state's finances in order. The pension problem is it's a huge suck on the state budget right now.
Right.
It's hard. They're trying to balance, essentially what they're pushing for in Frankfort right now, and what the governor's office is pushing for, and with some of these concerns coming from their local districts.
Do you see them calling a special session and passing something before the end of the year, or is that just pretty much out the window now?
It could still happen. Everything's moving pretty fast right now. It is certainly being called into question a lot more right now. There's with Speaker Hoover out of his position, with with House Republicans really kind of divided right now. There's people who support Speaker Hoover and feel like he's been treated unfairly, and there are people who've been calling for change. They're going to have to wrangle behind this whole pension issue once again and see if they can get all their ducks in a row. Now, granted, there are so many Republicans in the state house. It's it's not totally unlikely. There's 60 Republicans out of the 100 seats in the state legislature, so got a little bit of wiggle room there. They got 14 members over a majority. So yeah, it's kind of anybody's guess at this point. I'm sure that lawmakers probably want to try to avoid calling or the governor wants to probably try and avoid calling a special session, during the holidays, like around Thanksgiving time or around Christmas. But right now, I think we're kind of wondering whether or not it'll happen in those first weeks of December.
Do you look for any more people to resign? I know there's a couple more state reps mentioned in one of the articles, Jim DeCesare and Michael Meredith. Do you look for them to step down or any more names to come out?
Yeah. I guess it was Saturday. Over the Representative Brian Linder of Dry Ridge, Michael Meredith of Oakland, and Jim DeCesare of Bowling Green. They've been implicated in this same sexual harassment scandal. It's they've already the House leadership minus Speaker Hoover. They've removed these representatives from their chairmanships on various committees. It's unclear what's going to happen at this point. The House Republicans have launched an investigation into the matter. I think that we'll hear more about that and hear more about these lawmakers' positions as a result of that. And Speaker Hoover kind of he spoke briefly on part of the other people who have been accused in this complaint, saying that any sexual harassment occurred, but he admitted to exchanging text messages, sexually suggestive text messages with a staffer, and also in the Courier Journal report they said he had also requested pictures from this staffer.
But basically, it was just through text messages. He didn't, violate her, or he didn't harm her physically in any way. The allegations were basically limited to text.
That's what is according to the Courier Journal report.
Right.
We're really working off. There's the copy of this, the letter or the settlement. We don't know the specifics. So all of this has been kind of raised, and some specifics through the Courier Journal, and now just kind of through these statements of like what the speaker's been willing to admit and what accusations have been brought out. I mean, everything's still pretty unclear here. The speaker said that he didn't, there was no, sexual misconduct, and yeah, he just said that it was limited to these text messages.
What should we be paying attention to? What should people in these rural areas be, because you hear a lot of the same, scripted comments coming out of Frankfort from state representatives or from leadership. What should we be paying attention to?
I think everybody should be paying attention to the pension issue right now. I think that the next thing that we're looking for is what changes the governor or is going to make to his pension plan, if any, and what changes, say Republicans in the legislature are going to propose, say stuff that they think that they can go along with. I think that it's pretty clear that the governor's proposal probably isn't going to go forward as is. Enough lawmakers have expressed they have problems with it as it currently stands. Then with this whole scandal, once again, it kind of the deck gets shuffled again.
And it's an election year coming up.
Well, it's an election year for those
Right.
House
Right.
representatives next
Right.
year, in 2018.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're kind of to see what the next round of proposals is and see where the discussion goes after that. And like you mentioned before, see if a special session in fact gets called. No matter what, lawmakers will be back in Frankfort January 2nd, 2nd or 3rd, early January for the next legislative session. And at that point, they're going to be writing a budget. There's all kinds of discussions on, whether there's going to be big cuts, whether pension changes is going to be made then, whether lawmakers ever get around to actually, changing the state's tax code to try and bring in more money. So pension issue is still the thing to look out for.
Well, Ryland Barton, thank you so much. The bravest man, I think, in the state of Kentucky, willingly wading through the quagmire that we call Frankfort. Now, if folks want to find you, I know you're on social media. Where can they follow you so they can stay up to date?
Sure, you can follow me on Twitter at RylandKY. That's RYLANDKY. I'm a reporter for a lot of the public radio stations in Kentucky. So down there, WKYU in Bowling Green, the NPR station. I believe it's 88.9 for you guys.
It is.
I'm on the radio all the time for them. Out in Western Kentucky at Murray, then up here Richmond, Lexington, and then up in Louisville as well. So anywhere you're traveling in the state, find the NPR station. You might be able to hear my work.
You're everywhere.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Ryland, for coming on and talking to us, and we'd love to have you back again.
Thanks, Angela.
Thank you so much.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good, he'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
I usually get up anyway.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Angela Briggs here with WCLU, and this is your top story at 7. I'm sitting here with one of my all-time favorite people, folks. Anybody, you better smile this morning, Ron.
Good to be here, Angela.
This is Mr. Rhonda Buford, who, along with tons and tons of things you're involved in, one of the things that you're involved in is the Salvation Army. And I wanted to have you come in this morning and talk a little bit about, you guys are going to need some bell ringers. You've got the angel trees coming up. And just a little bit about the Salvation Army.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to be here this morning. My main thing this morning is to talk about our Salvation Army program, especially through the holidays. The holidays are just like the NCAA tournament is for sports fans. So our juices really get to flowing through the holidays. And this year we are endeavoring to do more each year than we did in the past year, and people are coming forward. This year we have in excess of 500 plus angels.
And that's about 100 more than last year.
That's about 100 more than last year. And so therefore we really do need help with these. We got a volunteer group that starts preparing for this in August and September. And it's a lot of work that goes into it, but it is so rewarding.
Yes.
When you see some kids' face light up because of something that's been provided, it's really great. And
now, the angels, now these are kids that people sponsor.
Yeah.
And they're about $100 a child.
About $100 per child.
But people, you don't have to do that individually. You and your friends can go in on that. A family can go in and adopt an angel.
Right. It's much easier if you, and it always thrills people to pick out some child. So usually they like a young child, and it's just like Santa Claus coming to them. Right. They playing Santa Claus really.
Right.
And they 4 or 5 will go together and really fix a child's package, and it's just so delightful. You just wouldn't imagine it. Along with that, I'm going to say that with the financing of this, it's primarily done through our Kittle campaign, the Red Kittles. At Christmas time, you go into the store. I hope you meet somebody with a smiling face and a bell ringing and wishing you Merry Christmas. And we're soliciting funds at that time in order to supply the angel trees, along with some other things that we do throughout the year in our community.
And I tell you, I have rang that bell. And I have stood out there beside the kiddos when it is like, negative 25 degrees. Yeah. But it's such a good feeling when people come in. They always give. And it doesn't matter if you're giving a $20 bill or 2 dimes.
Yeah. And it like I said, it's so rewarding. Sometimes even you see little children coming along. Maybe they got 2 or 3 little pennies in their pocket. They'll dig out and drop it in the Kittle, and it just lights them up. And it helps the people that are ringing bells to see that everybody is in. And believe it or not, this world, as we know, is in a bad shape. Things are going on. Right. But at Christmas time and during the Christmas season and holidays, it seems like there is a more spirit of giving than there is. So people get to be real nice, and that's always rewarding.
People you may not like in March or April, you may like in November, December.
You have to like them at that time.
There we go.
I'm just kidding, but it is, and I really enjoy the Salvation Army work, and we do a lot of good things throughout the community. We work in all capacities. And if you need assistance for some reason, go to our Salvation Army store, which is located on Shane Drive.
I was in there last week. The purse I'm carrying now got at the Salvation Army. They've got some really, they really folks nice stuff in there. All kinds of jewelry, housewares, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of nice stuff. People donate, and they donate with a good heart, and we try to provide it. And then all this money that we take in through that, we use it within our community. On Wednesdays, you can call the store for assistance with your electric bills, and of course, we know how the electric bills are and all those things. And winter coming on. And we offer assistance, and we help a lot of things, a lot of other things. We do a thing through the resource centers at school. We provide wipes and Kleenex and all type cleaning supplies and everything for that. So
now, if folks want to pick up an angel, where can they do that?
Okay, I have a list of where you will be able to pick up an angel, but you can always call the Salvation Army thrift store, family store, and then they'll start from there. That number is 270-659-2820.
And what's the name of that road the Salvation Army's on?
Shane Drive.
Shane Drive.
It's on
folks,
Shane
right
Drive.
here in downtown Glasgow.
And we'll have these trees set up around throughout the community where you can go pick you an angel, and you can look at them and see what kid this is and what size he or she is and what they want. Shoe Sensations, South Central Rural Telephone, The Y, Gilly Hyde, Applebee's, Gale and Dale. So there's no trouble finding an angel.
Right.
You just pull in somewhere and you'll see an angel tree there. Just pick you an angel and help us out this year and make somebody's Christmas more delightful and happy.
People know they've not acted right all year long. They need to go and do something good now and try to get on the nice list.
Now's the time for you to get things straightened out. Go do something nice for your fellow man and for the community. You know, I'm proud to be a member of the Salvation Army. I've been with this outfit quite a while, and it's really a good thing. So if you can, please stop by and help us out. Or if you have any questions, just call the Salvation Army Family Store, and we'll provide you answers for whatever you think you might need.
Or if they see you around town, they can say, "Hey, Rondell, come here." And you come over and help them out, right?
If you don't want to work, don't come see me.
I know, that's right.
Last year, we had over 1,200 volunteers, and we'd like to have that many plus more this year, because as things move and go forward, we just need more people, more contributions, more giving, and this everything. So.
And people, if they're in groups, organizations, and they can maybe only ring the bell for a half day, or they want to take a block, they can just get a hold of you guys at the Salvation Army. Y'all can make that happen.
Right. We've got a schedule, and we got 3 locations. We got Houchins Market, Kmart, and both doors at Walmart. And we will find you a slot somewhere on there. And it's really nice if you can be competitive with somebody of your group, like the police department tries to outdo the fire department or something of that nature, or the city council tries to outdo some of the lawyers in town or something. So we're coming after everybody. Right. Everybody please come and help us out. And you'll be surprised the good feeling I always did when I first started this. I thought, I don't want to do that. And you get there and start ringing that bell, and your mind begins to reflect on what you're doing and what you're doing it for and who you're doing it for.
And how good you've got it.
And you don't realize how well you've got things in your life when you run across some other people that are really down and needy.
Right.
Some of the greatest joy I've had during the holiday seasons is sometime when a parent calls, and for some unknown reason, daddy or mama or somebody did not provide Christmas for them, and they call, and we'll scramble around some kind of way. We'll try to meet your needs to make some child happy.
There you go. And again, it's like you said a while ago, Ronald, now's time to get things straightened out, isn't it?
Yeah, now's the time to get it there. If you've messed up through the year and didn't treat somebody right, give them a gift and see if you can't warm their hearts a little bit.
There you go.
And at the same time, you'll be warming your own heart.
There you go. Well, Ronald, thank you so much for coming in. Come by and see us anytime. Folks need to go out to the Salvation Army. Folks, ring a bell, get an angel. We have a full list of all the Angel Tree locations on WCLUradio.com. Ronald, come back and see us anytime.
I'll do it. I'm always so glad. The WCLU and Angela has always been so nice in helping us get the word out to our community. And we thank, along with not only just her, but all the people in town who help us sponsor this event. 1 or 2 people can't do this. It's a joint effort. It's a community effort. And we work together to make it work.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Angela, for having me.
Thank you so much. I'm going to get busy trying to straighten things out.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ronald.
Okay.
I'm Angela Briggs of WCLU, and this is your top story at 7.
Personal service is what it's all about at Bailey Gibson. From the showroom to the service bay, we offer the most up-to-date service and sales available. If you know Dad, you know he's not too keen on high-tech gadgets. His flip phone is about as techy as he gets. Because of Dad's down-to-earth approach in business, Bailey Gibson customers know they can depend on us for the best price on their newer used vehicle. Stop by or give us a call and find out what true personal service is all about.
Come on, give my Danny a call.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
7:39, 52 degrees at WCLU. We'll check in with staff meteorologist Ray Stajic here just in a second to find out how things are shaping up weather-wise. In more local news, a big ribbon cutting today you'll want to know about and be a part of. Here's Chamber of Commerce Executive Ernie Myers.
Well, guys, we have another ribbon cutting this morning at 9 o'clock. Ribbon cutting at Just Family Adult Day Healthcare. Now, that's located at 102 Hippocrates Way. If you don't know where Hippocrates Way is, that's right across North Ray Street from the T.J. Sampson Hospital. There's the Medical Arts Park. Pull in the Medical Arts Park and go just a couple blocks, and it'll be the first street which cuts across to the next street in Medical Arts Park. You'll see the cars parked around the building, and come out and let's celebrate Just Family Adult Day Healthcare with their new location at 102 Hippocrates Way. 9 o'clock this morning, ribbon cutting. Now, let me say one more thing. The first deadline for our Christmas parade comes up on the 10th. That's this coming Friday. So if you want to get in the Christmas parade, it would be less costly for you if you'll go ahead, get your registration form in by the 10th. If you get it in by closing time on the 10th, that'll mean a $15 entry fee. Then if not by then, the 17th is our drop dead deadline, and if you get it in by then, it's $30, but you'll be in the parade. Any application after the 17th will not be accepted. We just can't wait that long to accept applications and to get the lineup made. So, drop dead deadline 17th, early bird registration deadline on the 10th for the Christmas parade. Get those applications in. So that's what's going on with the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce, where we're working together building a better community.
Thank you, Ernie. 41 now, WCLU, 52 degrees. We've got a found dog to tell you about this morning. This is out in the area of Beckton Rocky Hill Road. There's been a hound dog found off of the Beckton Rocky Hill Road. It's very friendly. Don't know much about specifically what type of a hound dog that it is, but it's a friendly hound dog. It's come to the person's house as of last night. And if you have a hound dog that you think you might have lost out of the Beckton Rocky Hill Road, here's the number, 270-670-1309. That's 270-670-1309.
There's one night of the week you...
Well, I love it. I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
It's suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. I know, right? I saw it and I was like... have to have it. Is it suede? It's suede. I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow today.
The Glasgow EPB is on Facebook and Twitter. Be the first to know when the EPB makes improvements such as new channels or new services. Wondering what's going on during an outage? The EPB provides constantly updated information that you can receive via Twitter on your cell phone. Plus, learn great new tips to lower your bill. On Facebook, just search for Glasgow Electric Plant Board and click the like button at the top right. On Twitter, search for the Glasgow EPB, then follow us and have updates linked to your cell phone. The Glasgow EPB, bringing you the future fast.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Ford Church Group, get your Ralphie on.
At the sound of Ralphie's, you know we're celebrating birthdays, and we have special folks to celebrate with today. We just learned that Brian Jones is having a birthday. Brian Jones, happy birthday, sir. We have Danielle Shea Pettigo. We understand that Danielle is 3 today. Happy birthday to David Runyon. Miss Sarah Duval is 28 today. Miss Sandy Reed is 68 today. Chloe Clark, Ed Bartley, Nan Dearman and her husband Bill Dearman celebrate birthdays together today. Shirley Ross celebrates. Gary Taylor. Steve Smith, Steve, we understand, is 58 today. We have anniversaries for Rick and Beverly Harbison, for Larry and Donna Williams, and for Donald and Becky Taylor. And don't forget, we are patting on the back today an anniversary couple. That is the anniversary of Larry and Donna Williams. If you see Larry and or Donna around town today, it would be most appreciated if you would pat them on the back and tell them they're good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas.
At Fire Pit Spirits, our #1 priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-thru window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
See dealer for complete details.
Hey, again, I want to remind you about today being Election Day, so it's the Election Day Luncheon up at the First Presbyterian Church right across from the police headquarters. Well, actually not. It's the old headquarters. It's the dispatch center there, but basically it's a really nice event today as you're invited to come on down and celebrate Election Day, even though we don't have anything on the ballot right here. But this is a wonderful event they do at the Presbyterian Church. Let me give you the specifics right here. Honor Settle sent me the breakdown, and I want to make sure that I do this correctly. You'll enjoy a hot chicken salad, copper pennies, a roll, homemade desserts and drinks, and it's absolutely scrumptious. It's from 11 o'clock this morning till 1 o'clock this afternoon at the corner of Broadway and Washington Street. Come for the fellowship and the delicious food. There's going to be a raffle for UK and WKU tickets. All proceeds given to the Community Fund, the Community Relief Fund, and the Hurricane Disaster Relief Fund. So that's a really good thing to participate in and to be a part of. Bobby Lee Hurt would agree about that, wouldn't you, sir?
I most certainly would. It's a great event and goes for a wonderful cause.
That's right, and it's just good eats, too, and good fellowship.
That's right.
All in one location.
I've been to a few of those.
Yes.
All in one location. You can't beat that.
That's right. Let's see here. We're talking about Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street in Glasgow. I got to say that every so often so I'll remember the numbers, Bobby.
You do a good job of that.
621. Let me get the Hurt Auto Sale music up here, okay? This is the time of the year that folks get to thinking about, what's the likelihood of my vehicle being what I need through winter? What's the likelihood of this thing meeting my needs? And, boy, if you got any question about it, this is the time to go see Bobby Lee Hurt at Hurt Auto Sales, because Bobby Lee he works ahead of the season to shop for things that people are going to be interested in when the time comes. And I know, Bobby, for a lot of folks, the time has come.
It most certainly has, Henry. We just got in a really classy vehicle. It's a 2011 Cadillac STX, the SUV.
Yeah.
And it's got the third row seat, got all the luxuries that come with a Cadillac.
Uh-huh.
And it's priced at only $12,900.
And what was year on that one?
2011.
My goodness, you got that one priced a lot less than what I would have expected you to say.
It's a sharp ride as well, Henry. Okay.
All right.
And got a 09 Chevy Traverse.
Okay.
Got the third row seat as well, and nice looking SUV, and you can get in this and drive away for $9,900.
What's the color on that, Bobby?
It'd be a chocolate brown.
Chocolate brown Traverse. All right.
That's right.
That's right.
You just can't beat those.
No.
All right. Got a 2004 Honda Pilot.
Okay.
It's four-wheel drive, and matter of fact, it's got the third row seat as well. 3 third-row seats this morning.
Yeah.
And this, excuse me, this is priced at only $5,900. Okay?
Now the Pilot, that would remind you of a minivan, wouldn't it?
It most certainly would. It just got lots of room in it, and like I say, it's four-wheel drive. It'll get you anywhere you need to go. Yeah.
Give me that price again, because I was listening more than I was writing.
Okay, $5,900.
Okay, $5,900. Yes, sir.
It's a one owner, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
local trade.
Good deal.
Okay. Last but not least, got a nice four-door sedan. It's an 02 Lexus LS 430. And we've dropped the price on that one, Henry, to $3,900. Okay.
My goodness, a 2002 Lexus?
Yes, sir. And it's a really classy ride as well. Just a lot of elegance in that vehicle. Okay.
Yeah, you can. My goodness, you've drawn sort of the box around the type of stuff you have up there. There's something for everybody. You know, just in this little commercial we did with 4 vehicles, you can see there's something for everybody at Hurt Auto Sales.
That's right. You need to come in and check us out. We'll do our best to send you home in one. If one of these don't suit you, look around. We'll find something that does.
Yeah, and you know, Bobby, I want to brag on you, because I think that you feel like that the test drive is one of the most important parts of the process of finding the vehicle. You know, it can look good, it can smell good, it can do all these things, but when it drives good,
That's right.
That's what sells them, and that's what you want to focus on for sure.
That's right, and feel good doing it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sure do.
Sounds to me like you got your act together here this morning, Bobby Lee, and I certainly hope that you will have a good day. Folks coming by, checking out vehicles. And, of course, you got a motto to live up to up there at Hurt Auto Sales as well. And that motto is?
no pain when you trade with Hurt.
Thank you, Bobby Lee. See you later.
Thank you, Henry.
Bye-bye.
This weekend is the Empty Nest Christmas Open House. If you've been in years past, we don't have to tell you Empty Nest puts on one of the best. Friday from 9 to 7 and Saturday from 9 to 5, they'll be offering discounts that'll make you want to finish your Christmas shopping early, and refreshments you can not only try, but buy as a fun gift or a personal treat. Just by showing up at the Empty Nest Open House this weekend, you'll automatically be eligible for merchandise giveaways. It's all happening this weekend, Friday and Saturday, the annual Christmas Open House at the Empty Nest inside Pharmacy Express in Glasgow. For more details, follow the Empty Nest on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
A hometown experience with honest
help in time of trouble. I find that to be a source of comfort, for life does have its trouble. Do you ever feel the need to get away from it all? So did Jesus. Do you ever have so many demands that you can't stop for lunch? He can relate to that as well. Do your friends ever let you down? When Christ needed support, his friends went to sleep. When you turn to him for help, he comes to you eagerly. Why? Because he knows how you feel. He's been there. So go to him. You can talk to Jesus and he listens. Your voice matters in heaven. He takes you seriously, even if others don't. When you enter his presence, you need not fear that you will be ignored, even if you stammer or stumble over your words, and even if your speaking power impresses no one here on earth. It matters to Jesus, and he listens. Jesus loves you personally, powerfully, and passionately. Others may have promised and failed, but Jesus has promised and succeeded. Jesus of Nazareth has promised to be there when you need him. In fact, he's promised never to leave you if you belong to him. This has been Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
A hometown experience with honest people, a novel idea? Not at Bailey Gibson. We understand you work hard for your money and deserve the best when shopping for a vehicle. Times are tough, and buying a vehicle is a big decision. Dad prides himself in having honest employees who will help in any way they can, before and after your purchase. At Bailey Gibson, we pledge to give you a hometown experience with honest people. Now that's an idea you can bank on.
Do you drop your change in the bottom of your purse? Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8341.
52 degrees. Let me add Pete Gas to the birthday club today. Happy birthday to Pete Gas. Let me jump in here and talk about the weather because folks going to be watching it. McDonald's brings you this check. Oh, the weather.
Morning, Sleepy. Guess you want McDonald's for breakfast?
How'd you know?
You were sleep humming the McDonald's jingle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You just did it.
No, I didn't.
So McDonald's?
I could use a McCafe latte.
There's a McDonald's for every morning. Start today with favorites like a sausage biscuit, sausage burrito, or small fresh brewed McCafe coffee, just $1 each, or sausage McMuffin for $1.19. A la carte only. Participating restaurants cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
How do you not hear that?
Great news! Any size ice cold and refreshing soft drinks are still just $1 at McDonald's every day. That's the news. Now the weather. Soft drink lovers at McDonald's report enjoying ice cold deliciousness. Also reported, chance of refreshment 100%. Get any size soft drink for just $1 only at McDonald's. A la carte only, limited time offer at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Rain showers continuing to push east. The clouds will stick with us. The cooler temperatures will continue to settle on in. Will be even cooler than yesterday. Yesterday, right at about 65 degrees, which is average for this time of year. Today, we will struggle. We'll struggle to get out of the low to mid-50s. That's where we are this morning, and that's where we might stay this afternoon, somewhere around 55. Let's go showers early this morning, especially south and east, and then overcast late morning into the afternoon. Could be a passing shower tonight. We are a little chillier, 40. Sunshine and clouds tomorrow, 54. Thursday, mostly sunny in the upper 50s. Then a little cold shot comes in for Friday. Mainly sunny in the upper 40s, maybe 50 degrees, lows down near freezing. And then we'll modify a little bit over the weekend back to the mid to upper 50s with a chance of showers on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
I think you're saying it must going to be feel like fall a little bit there as we get closer to the weekend, Ray. We're at 52 degrees. Weather brought to you by the folks fixing breakfast at McDonald's.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
59 at WCLU, waking up with 52 degrees. Straight ahead, the live and local 8 o'clock morning edition is coming your way here on WCLU this morning. At, let's see, what time is it going to start? It's the Book Sprout story time that starts this morning at 10 o'clock. At Marywood Weldon Library. Children will know each letter from A to Z and then from Z to A, and I know they do a good job with that. So check them out today at the Marywood Weldon Library. It's Book Sprout Story Time.
A local radio service of Royce Radio Incorporated. This is WCLU Glasgow. WCLU FM Munfordville, Glasgow.
Deborah Rodriguez. It's Election Day across the country, and in Virginia, Republican Ed Gillespie, who has the backing of President Trump, cast his vote in Alexandria. Gillespie on his hopes of beating the Democrat, Ralph Northam, in a tight race for governor.
It's going to be a close contest, I suspect, but I feel like the momentum is there for us.
Northam cast his vote in Norfolk this morning. In New Jersey,
with Christie and Guadagno were paying more and falling behind.
Former Wall Street executive Phil Murphy, the Democrat, running for governor against Republican Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, who's tried to shake her association with her unpopular boss, Chris Christie. To suburban Seattle, where there's a special election for the state Senate. CBS News political analyst Leonard Steinhorn says it could shift political control on the West Coast.
That will give them what one might call a blue curtain on the West Coast of the United States. Unified Democratic government in California, Oregon, and the state of Washington.
A mistake by the Air Force meant the Texas church shooter bought his assault rifle after he passed a background test. That's despite the fact that he'd been discharged for assaulting his former wife and fracturing the skull of her young son. CBS's Steve Futterman is in Sutherland Springs.
Officials here are trying to determine why Devin Patrick Kelly's name was not added to a national database when he pleaded guilty to domestic abuse in 2013. If his name had been on the list, he probably would have not been able to buy the rifle he used on Sunday. Officials now believe Kelly fired more than 400 shots while at the church, and investigators continue to focus on a growing domestic dispute between Kelly and his mother-in-law as a possible motive.
President Trump says he will use military force if he has to, but he says he sees progress on the issue of North Korea. He spoke at a joint news conference in Seoul with South Korean President Moon Jae-in.
I really believe that it makes sense for North Korea to come to the table and to make a deal that's good for the people of North Korea and the people of the world.
NATO's Secretary General says allies are ready to agree on increasing the number of troops in Afghanistan by 3,000 to help Afghans break the stalemate with Islamist militants. About half the soldiers would come from the U.S. Companies are getting creative as they try to find workers for the holiday season. Live to CBS's Vicki Barker.
With unemployment at a 17-year low, wooing seasonal workers has become a competitive sport. USA Today says UPS recruits by throwing big parties, complete with candy and free movie tickets. Target's upping its minimum wage to $11 an hour, and JCPenney plans to offer paid time off to eligible part-timers. Other firms are offering bonuses to employees who refer a seasonal worker, and many firms are lowering hiring standards to fill those empty slots. Deborah?
S&P futures are unchanged. This is CBS News.
Hey, I'm Brant. Maybe you've heard us talking about Medi-Share on the radio or heard people saying how they're really thankful for Medi-Share, and you're like, okay, what exactly are you talking about? Hey, it's a great question. So here's what it is. Medi-Share is a nationwide community of Christians who share each other's medical costs. Here's why it's grown so much. Medi-Share costs about half what other healthcare programs cost. It's flexible, too, so you can pick a plan that fits your monthly budget, and you get to choose your own doctor from one of America's largest networks. Something else people really appreciate, you don't have to pay for procedures or prescriptions that go against your beliefs. And you know what the best part is? It works. And it's worked for more than 20 years. People who've experienced catastrophic health bills get their needs met. People pray for each other. Medi-Share is a nonprofit, faith-based ministry, and it could be a huge blessing to you. Here's how you can find out more. Call 844-91-BIBLE, now available in Montana. Call 844-91-BIBLE, 844-91-BIBLE.
And you complain about your drive?
Driving can be stressful, especially that commute to work. And according to a new study, nowhere is it more stressful